Watch how busy these drivers' hands are all day long.
Kevin Lacroix, your leader here on lap number 1. Andrew Ranger tucked into second, but you can see the field still jockeying for positions. There goes Simoni in the Innovative Plumbing number 95 to the inside of the 17 Castrol Edge Dodge at DJ Kennington.
On board the Gary Clute number 59. Listen to these engines wind out down Lakeshore Boulevard, headed towards turn number 3.
And Hathaway getting a little crossways under braking as he makes a move underneath the 0-2 of Kerry Mix. There's a couple veterans who have done some battling before.
He had his hands full going through that corner. Managed to hang on to it and complete the pass, Dave.
Boy, everybody single file now through the tighter portion of the racetrack. Really, turn number 3 is probably your best position to pass here at Exhibition Place. There, a puff of fire from underneath the 74 of Kevin Lacroix.
And they work through those turns number 9, 10, and 11. It gets narrower and narrower. Problems for Kevin Poitras in the number 8.
The Pilati Ford Fusion goes around. You can see just the local caution as a couple drivers scatter to try and miss the 75. That's Brian Cathcart. As he jumps hard on the brakes, there goes Poitras for the ride.
It looked as though he was on his own. Matthews Cannell was right behind him, but it didn't look like they were close enough to make contact. Fortunately for Kevin, he didn't hit anything.
His teammate Josh Collins in the eastbound speedway, number 25, making some pretty evasive action there, avoiding a collision with his teammate, making for less work as far as the fix-it team goes for CBRT.
These cars just sound awesome. Given enough time to let the engines really wind out on the Lakeshore Boulevard as Gary Clute to the inside of Alex LeMay in the 32.
Battle for 11th spot. Remember, Gary Clute does have a victory on a road course. That one coming at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. But the crew's watching on. It's all in the driver's hands now here on lap number 3. This NASCAR on TSN telecast from the streets of Toronto is brought to you by WeatherCheck, the ultimate interior protection for your vehicle. By Mopar, authentic performance. And by Pinty's, making great food fun.
And they continue to battle on the streets of Toronto. Andrew Ranger hounding the leader, Kevin Lacroix. Problem for Patrick Dussault. He was running in 5th. Got out of shape. It looks like turn 3. And he's going to filter in just behind the Robin Buck number 1.
Oh, he was having such a great run after a great qualifying effort. Was running in the 5th spot, now back into 13th. That's where he'll find his hole. But the youngster, Patrick Dussault, heartbreak early on. Of course, running the car owned by Patrice Brisebois, who's in attendance here today. And Patrice Brisebois, no slouch behind the wheel, giving the youngsters some tips, but unfortunately gets into the tire wall in the early going.
Oh, big flames under the 95 of Anthony Simoni. That is all through the race car.
And you can see the NASCAR official quickly getting to the window net of the Innovative Plumbing number 95. The fire goes out now, but something broke under the hood of that Dodge Challenger. There's Simoni out of the car.
Man, they had that car so fast. Let's have another look. There's Simoni up the inside. Under braking. Wow, that's a big
Look at the fire in the cockpit. You can see it inside the windshield on the 95, and Simoni heads up, goes straight for pit lane.
That looks like a fuel leak, Dave.
Anthony Simoni, happy to see that you are out of that car that was on fire safe. You have had such frustration this year, and you had a good run going today.
What a disappointment, man. We had such a fast car today. Had the worst luck. I don't understand it. Can't get the monkey off our back. It looks like we were up to about 5th or 6th there. And then the car just caught on fire coming out of turn 6 here. I don't know. Rough day.
Sad to see that you're out, but happy that Anthony Simoni is okay.
And Dave, Don Thompson Jr. was over at that shop between iCar and this race, and he worked with the crew chief, Jeff Wald, to go through a lot of things on the suspension of the race car. Anthony was very pleased that Jeff Wald was able to learn some of what Don Thompson Jr. has inside that head as we see a battle for the lead.
Yeah, Andrew Ranger taking a look to the inside of the number 74. Bumper to bumper, Dodge Challenger of Kevin Lacroix. Now let's ride with Andrew Ranger. Two-time winner here on the streets of Toronto. mentioned it before, but I'll say it again. Just look at how calm he is.
Well, and what I love about Andrew Ranger, you never know. The place to pass at this racetrack is on the inside of turn 1 and the inside of turn 3. But nobody told Andrew Ranger he's been working the outside groove.
And right up to the back bumper of the 74 as they exit turn number 11. This will be a good opportunity for the driver of the 27 to pass going into turn number 1. He's in the draft. He pokes it to the outside. And there's a look further back to 71. Patrick Dussault has made contact once again with the tire wall.
Yeah, a lot of body work dangling on that race car. Look at Kevin Lacroix. That car's just ever so slightly in a drift between turns 1 and 2.
And take nothing away from Kevin Lacroix. He is a super road race driver here in the NASCAR Pinty Series, but now they're side by side into 3.
If Ranger can just get his right front tire ahead of the left front of Lacroix, he can dictate the line through 1 and 2. But as long as Lacroix has that edge going into the turn, he can shut the door every time.
Boy, Kevin Lacroix just said, Mr. Ranger, meet the door because I'm slamming it in your face. But look at that. While those two have battled, these two are gaining ground. Daniel Morad and the 18 of Alex Tagliani.
And these cars just rocketing around this racetrack. You really get a sense on some of those onboards, the speed they carry.
Now, Adam, Andrew Ranger has played this game before. He has chased Kevin Lacroix last year at Surgery iCar. He played patient. He let Lacroix get well out and ahead, and then he couldn't catch him. Now, he's pressuring him at every corner. Is that just a difference of strategy here?
Well, he's showing many, many looks to Kevin Lacroix. One thing, he's not letting him get away the way he did at iCar last year. The other thing, he's shown him his bumper in at least 5 different corners on the racetrack.
Problems for the 17 of DJ Kennington, righty in front of our broadcast position. He'll pull to the end of pit lane, but it looks like big problems for the Castrol Dodge.
Not sure what'll happen there as Ranger to the outside once again. You can see Lacroix wiggle under braking into turn 3.
Does Ranger have enough to make it stick? No, he doesn't. Once again, he'll slot back in behind in the Mopar Dodge.
Right on the rear bumper of Kevin Lacroix's number 74 as they work through the tight turns. Kevin Lacroix makes one small bobble and Andrew Ranger's going to capitalize, Dave.
You know what? We talked about off the top of the show how dominant Andrew Ranger has been here on the streets of Toronto. He has led 62 of 73 laps coming into this event, and right now he is chasing, running second.
Big move by Ranger there to the inside. We said there'd be no passing in this part of the racetrack, and there was Ranger having a look, Dave.
And there you see the problems on the 17 of DJ Kennington.
And the window net goes down. That is certainly not a good sign, of course. Neither is the smoke billowing out from under the hood.
Remember, he comes into this one third in points, elevating that status last race. But he's out on this one, and that's going to hurt him in the point standings as we look at this battle at the top of the field. 4th place, Alex Tagliani.
Here goes Ranger to the inside. He tried the outside. Now he's down low all over the place.
Under, downshifting and braking. He got crossways and now into the lead. Here comes the 06 of Daniel Morad, looking to make a move for second.
Morad takes advantage of their battle. He'll look to the inside.
Off the curb and off of Kevin Lacroix. And now Morad's going to fall back. Here comes Tagliani in the EpiPen Chevy.
Every time you make a move in a race car, Dave, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So you get someone off their racing line, that creates an opportunity for the next guy in line. So these top 4 staying this close together, every time one of them makes a move, the one behind them is going to try something. It may not work, but they're going to try.
And Daniel Morad just learned a valuable lesson of racing in the NASCAR Pinty's Series, that everything is so tight and things happen very, very quickly as he now sits in 4th spot. Andrew Ranger is your new leader, but one driver who's out is the driver of the Castrol Edge Dodge. Todd?
Frustrating day for DJ Kennington. You battled through brake issues yesterday. What's the problem today?
Just coming through turn 9, looks like we broke a spindle in the Castrol Edge Dodge. I mean, one of those days, you know. I feel bad for our sponsors, but we'll be back next week. We'll go get them in Edmonton.
DJ Kennington going to make some repairs before they head out west. Tough day. He was 3rd in points, guys. This is going to be a big hit.
And there is his team car, the Mopar Dodge of Andrew Ranger, starting to open up a gap now at the front of the field as the Master goes to work. He's in the lead. Andrew Ranger here in Toronto. Welcome back to the NASCAR Pinty Series on TSN and the Pinty's Grand Prix of Toronto. There you see a battle for a sixth spot between the 0-2 of Kerry Mix and the number 3 of Jason Hathaway.
Ever so slowly, Kerry Mix has been doing a great job bringing that road course program back up towards where it used to be. He used to be a main player at every road racing event we went to.
And he has that 0-2, the Avenue Auto Parts Ford Fusion singing here in Toronto for sure as Kevin Lacroix starts to work through lap traffic. The racer's number 9 of Adam Martin jumps up to the outside to let the faster drivers through.
Adam Martin had problems in that Johnsonville number 9 throughout the weekend. The team got that car back together. Goes a lap down here in the early stages of this race, but we've got to move for third. Daniel Morad to the inside of Tagliani.
Boy, Morad just really doesn't care as he rubs the veteran Alex Tagliani, breaking all the rules for how this race should be done, and he's doing very well here in the early going.
Sometimes it helps when you don't know any better. Like some of the moves they make where the car just won't carry the momentum. But one thing I do know, and I've known for a long time, Dave, 8 tires turn much better than 4 tires. And he just used Alex Tagliani to help through that turn.
And you know what? Daniel Morad, if you're a fan of Canadian motorsports, you know who Daniel Morad is. He's no stranger. He's a world champion go-kart racer. He's raced in Europe in the open-wheel cars, and he's done very well in the Porsche GT3 Cup here in Canada as well. So he knows his way around a racetrack.
Definitely is a veteran racer at this young age, but this is his first time in the full-size NASCAR stock car. Whoa,
And
trouble.
problems for White. Big problems. You can see damage to the back end. This is going to be a full course caution. As White grabs a gear and gets going, he has tons of body damage to the back end of the Chevrolet. Sounds like oil is down in that corner.
Boy, those tire walls, once you get a piece of the tire wall, they just suck you in, and they eat the bodies apart on these fiberglass-bodied race cars, Dave.
That's going to be heartbreak for Jason White. He was just looking to keep a clean car and finish this one. Have a look at what happened.
And everything was normal. It just snapped around, and there he goes. Yep, back end first, sucks in the front end, and lots of damage. He's lucky that car refired.
There's the 87 of Larry Jackson, pulls down the safety lane into a stop. Another car is out. Todd?
46 car up in the air along pit road. A left axle is broken. That's the problem. Crew just telling the driver, shut it off. Brett Taylor looks like he's done for the day.
And if the left rear axle went anywhere, it would have gone out that axle cap, and all sorts of oil comes with it. Heavy rear end grease, and it is slick, Dave.
And there is the axle. You see it being picked up by the safety workers. They continue the cleanup here in the Pinty's Grand Prix of Toronto as we are under caution for the first time. A full course caution bunching the field, and the work on the 21 of Jason White.
Rob McCollum and the rest of the YourGMCTruckStore.com crew going to work. There's almost nothing you